Hey, hi everyone.
Hey,
Guys,
hello, good morning.
Arun, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. It's nice to see Asma and Harsh.
Yeah, we're
Finally.
back.
You
Nice to be back.
Yeah, it has
guys
been a
haven't
while.
been with us for the last two episodes. So, yeah, and the last one we did in person, that was amazing. You guys missed it.
Yeah, unfortunately. But hey, we're back now.
Okay.
Ready for the next one.
Yeah. What plans for the weekend?
I
Right.
plan just to visit Kawartha Lakes,
Yeah.
just to go there with my family, just to spend some time in neighboring little, towns, villages.
Oh, nice, nice. Asma, what about you? Biking?
No, not this weekend. I think I'm just gonna I need to go to up north just for an event later
Okay.
today. So that's the plan.
Hmm.
Nice.
Harsh?
Mine, I'm probably going into the city. So gonna go to explore downtown, check out a restaurant, and tomorrow just relaxing and doing house chores.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, they never end.
All
What
right.
about you, Arun?
Me, I have a very busy day. So started at 6:30, did my pickleball game. I have a lunch with my friends. Then evening we are going to a sports bar. So Saturday is fully booked. Tomorrow I'm gonna probably go to Rouge National Urban Park. So to do a little bit of hike and that should be it.
Nice.
Pretty busy.
Busy weekend.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. Welcome everyone to episode 4 of the podcast. Today we wanted to do a recap of Kscope 24. Harsh and Asmat were there in Kscope. So we will hear from them the updates from Oracle and how the Kscope event was. All right, so maybe I'll start with you, Harsh. How was your experience at Kscope, or maybe talk a little bit about Kscope itself?
Sure, yeah. Kscope is, I personally think it is the premier conference for EPM developers.
Yeah.
When I first started my career, I worked for Lee Chen at the Four Seasons. I remember he used to go every single year. He would have a blast and talk about what he learned, all the cool new stuff. And Asmat, actually, his name came up and he mentioned that Asmat goes every year as well.
Nice, nice.
Cool.
So this is so if you don't know, Kscope is sponsored by Auditag.
Yep.
And I think compared to, I don't want to compare Auditag and Auditag, but if you want to learn from a consultant perspective, configurations from developer perspective, I think Kscope is the event that you need to be at.
Yeah, and there's sessions for all levels. There's beginner, intermediate, and a lot of very advanced ones as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
How
All
many
right.
people, sorry, Aaron,
No,
just curious, how many people were at this Case Cup 24?
It's a good question. I'm not a
yeah.
hundred percent sure.
I think around 3,000, I would say.
Wow.
Mm.
That's a good number, yeah.
Yeah, I think it
That's
usually
a lot.
happens around
Yeah,
July, August timeframe, right? Usually.
Yeah, I think it's usually mid-July
Yeah. Yeah. Was Tennessee. Do you know where it's happening next year?
in
Texas,
Grapevine, I think just
Grapevine,
outside
Texas.
of Dallas.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
cool. All right. I'm gonna try and attend Kscope next year.
Same.
Same, same.
All right. Maybe we should do a EPM coffee chat podcast from Kscope 25.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we can submit our proposals to the board there, and they might allow us a session on the coffee chat or something.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We could interview other EPM folks and do mini episodes with them,
Yeah.
maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Okay, Azmat, how about you? What was your experience at Kscope?
Yeah, no, I always love, Kscope, been going there since 2010. I missed a couple of years, but it's like a premier educational conference for, the technical folks, as Harsh was mentioning. You see a lot of finance admins who are technical. There's technical sessions, hands-on training, there's symposiums. Uh, what else is there? That you learn from the industry leaders. Oracle roadmap is discussed there. And then, they have all these lunch and learn sessions, community night events. Wednesday night, we have a special event there. So it brings all these folks across the globe. We had people from New Zealand this time. I met somebody from Australia as well. So, it's
Amazing.
getting, a global reach, I would say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the membership is also not too
Yeah,
pricey, right?
it's not that too pricey. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's like $99 for
99, yeah, for the
individual
associate.
membership.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Well
you get
worth it.
access.
Yeah, I think it's well worth it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You get access to all the material slides. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay, so we wanted to cover some recap updates from Kscope. And we wanted to specifically touch on Oracle's roadmap and updates. I'm going to share my screen, and Asma, Harsh, you guys can talk through it, and we can me and Fred will try our best to keep up.
I'll also try. I wasn't there as long as Asmat was.
All right. Let me share. Cool. The beautiful city of Nashville.
naturally, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we start here. Okay. Redwood is, this is specifically talking about transitioning to the Redwood experience. They did start the transition July 2024. I think most of the environment, the existing EPM instances were automatically getting migrated to Redwood. And you do have an option to skip update. I don't know if it's available now, but you could have skipped it till September 2024, but that's the end, right? At least for now, and then everything gets moved to Redwood experience. All right, maybe we start. So that's Redwood. So next slide onwards, I think these are the most interesting slides. So maybe we start here. Harsh or Asma, do you want to talk about it or?
Yeah, this one was more of a feature that they released, coming up calendar year 2025, more of a search and filter, job listing and scheduling feature. You can look at your job type, statuses, username. So it gives you a holistic view, diagnostic view of admin activity that happens there. So I think it's a nice, cool feature for a lot of admins who would like to see where the jobs are, the schedules are.
Yeah. So I
I
think it
like,
has, sorry, Harsh, go ahead.
I think that was Fred.
oh, that was me, Aaron. Sorry. I
Okay.
just want to say, I see that, like, Asman just mentioned, there is a status, and for status now they have start and then in progress. I
Yeah.
hope you don't have to click refresh each time, so it will
Yeah.
refresh automatically once it's complete.
That's right.
I do see a refresh.
Yeah, there's a refresh page also there, but I'm hoping that maybe it's an automatic refresh in the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this plus icon? I see like a plus icon. Is it more like job scheduling?
Maybe it's related to that. I believe you can schedule additional jobs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I love the fact that there's a search
Yeah.
option.
that's right. Yeah.
And I'm assuming so this is job ID.
Yeah, you can like filter. You can set up maybe filters there or search.
Cool.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
good. I also see the sort option here. So you can
Yeah.
click on each one and you can sort. It's good. It's giving you the job type
Yep.
and the job name. Oh, you can give a custom name. That's interesting. Wondering
Oh,
what the
that's going to be
cus-
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, I'm assuming, is the name of the user who submitted
Username, yeah.
the job.
Mm-hmm.
Start name, end time.
Daytime.
Okay. It gives you a status. It seems like there's a color coding to it.
Yeah, and then you have the actions, the ellipsis there, the three dots where you can click on and maybe look at other things that you can do, hold the job or something, or delay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the search is probably my favorite from all of these.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Search is
Yeah,
great.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Great addition
sure.
for sure.
Yeah. And I think
And
you
look, there is
can.
also, oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
No, I was saying that it just shows you the total number of jobs in the search, I guess. So here I can see 14, and I do see an option to select this checkbox. Probably it selects every job, and then you could probably delete the view.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Fred. Fred, what were you saying?
I just want to say that on the top right, there seemed to be an option like to see quickly active and pending jobs.
Mm,
Yeah,
I
mm.
that's
think
another
for
feature.
pending, maybe something like a schedule, but it hasn't
Mhm.
started yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, I think this is going to be very useful. You said, okay, sometime in 2025.
2025.
All right. Okay, good. Okay, so we talk about this unified library. Harsh or Asma, do you guys want to explain this a little bit?
Yeah, I think what they're doing is they're just similar to what we had at the job screen. I think they're bringing it into the same UI, but it's going to be nice because you'll have all of your, I guess, user-facing major artifacts together, like your dashboards, forms, and reports,
Yeah.
all in one place. And again, it looks like they've added the search, which I think is probably my favorite right there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was, I mean, you still had the search in the current instances, but it wasn't useful at all.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, pretty bad. So I'm glad they are including the search option. So in here, it seems like it's the library. You can see your dashboard, your report, your folder. Okay.
The other thing they mention is dynamic tabs across dashboards, forms, reports, and ad hocs. So it might be kind of cool where you have a report open as well as an input form on two different tabs, and maybe you're able to make some changes to your form, flip
Mm.
over, and just refresh that report immediately to see those results.
Mm.
That's
I
really
think,
nice. Yeah.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
like if
that's
you
what.
can toggle back and forth, kind of like browser windows, it might be
Right.
fairly helpful for users when they're, working on budgeting, forecasting, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if they have. So, okay, it seems like there's a filter option. What if I just wanted to see only my dashboards? I'm assuming there are filters that you can use to
Yeah.
just see
Or you
your
can click on
dashboards.
the type there. I think it will
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Type.
permanently.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
The main goal is reducing the number of clicks as they mentioned there, because I
Yeah.
think that's what they're trying to see with the workspace. When even with Hyperion on-prem, I still remember those days. We had like so many reports and dashboards and forms. So this view will become a little bit more easier for users.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine in the current state, you go to your library, you um you go to the folder, you find the form, you open it, it opens in a new tab,
New window or tab, yeah.
right? And then from the form, if you go back to the library, then everything is collapsed again. Like you have to start from
Yeah.
scratch. I wish
Exactly.
they had like they
Yeah.
maintained the view, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
hopefully all of that is getting simplified now with this.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree.
Okay, this is good. So it shows you dashboards, forms, reports, ad hoc. Also, it can see the folders. Okay. Assign access. Okay, you can assign access probably from actions.
Yeah, from the actions. Yeah.
Create, edit, move. Oh, move. Oh, okay. Move, probably move form from one place to another folder, something like that.
Yeah, that's
Possibly, yeah.
sounds like it. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
this is interesting. Look, like maybe that the current form that we have, like when you have to click on navigator, then you have to click on forms to create forms. Maybe they will deprecate that with this.
That yeah, that could be an option. All right, this is good. All right, this one looks like oh, it's just the different views, right? So
Yeah.
so that now they're just introducing all of these features in different areas of EPM application, right? So this is your library,
Yeah.
your connections. Again, same thing. You can search, filter, sort. And there's showing connections tab, non-admins, connection tab, admin. Okay. What's different here?
Yeah, maybe some of the features for admins that they can do, which non-admins cannot,
Right.
based on security settings. I guess the views can be different.
Okay. Okay. Could be.
Oh, wow. I don't know if it is available now. At least I'm not aware, but looking at the screenshots, it seems from ePBCS you can connect to AR and pull all reports, dashboards, and everything.
You could,
Mhm.
Oh, that's part of the connected
yeah,
library. Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
That's
yeah.
really cool. Like you don't have to go to another application. You can just see everything in one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I recently played around a little bit. Well, I haven't got the connection set up yet, but I was gonna, my goal is to get the connected library from Narrative because
Mm.
I saw something about that recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. So as of now, you can do that only in NR, right?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I just saw something about it and it's an open tab as part of my to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Even I haven't tried it, so maybe next time
Yeah.
we can try and update. Library as dynamic tab. What does this mean? Okay, maybe we don't. We'll figure it out once we
Yeah.
get this in our hands. Okay, Harsh, do you want to talk about this one? I'm very excited about this one.
Oh, I'm super excited about this as well. I can't think of how many times I get a user will get a cryptic message when they try to open a form and say, "What's going on? I've got this error message." And really all they had to do was set variables. This is, I think, as far as an administrator goes, this is probably one of the best features to come out in quite a while.
Yeah. So if you don't know what we're talking about, imagine you got access to the application, you're logging in, you just go to your, let's say, a dashboard, and that's the first time you're logging in and you see an error message saying that you haven't set up your variables. And you don't see your forms, you don't see your dashboards because you haven't done that step. But now this allows you to default user variables. So you can assign the user variables for users, and that gets defaulted. So when you log in, you don't have to go through this step, and it will show you the forms and dashboards. I think this is such a user-friendly update.
Yeah, the error messages that users used to get on login, I guess that will go away.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay. Asma, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, this is also something new for the calendar year 2025, approvals on forms where you can, make the changes for approvals by being in the form, status changes, based on any amounts or any other, filters, ranges that you need to set up. So this is a very nice feature, I think, that users will appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Harsh, do you want to talk about what currently happens for approvals, and then maybe we can explain what's the difference.
Yeah, I think typically you have to go into a different area. You have to go into the approvals area,
Yeah.
find your approval unit, and then promote it to the next path, or I guess the next approver within the path.
Yeah.
And as far as a user experience goes, it just feels disconnected because you're already on your form, you're done entering your data, or you're happy with it. Why do I need to go somewhere else and then, search through and find an approval unit and then promote that?
Yeah.
Especially because when you first open the approval section, quite often some filter is set by default and it comes out blank. So even for writing user instructions, you always have to take that into account and let them know, hey, it's not blank. You just use the filters and set it to whatever your, business unit or entity or whatever it may be.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think this is another feature that I'm very excited about. I'm glad they thought about this.
Yeah.
Makes it so much easier to do everything from the form itself.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Dashboards 2.0 enhancements. Okay. So it seems like you could, from the chart, you could analyze into an ad hoc grid.
Yeah. Drill in or drill down.
Okay. And it seems like you can define templates, or there are some templates that comes out of the box, maybe? Or is it more like you can define your own template? So I can see blank.
Yeah.
Then you have two rows, two columns, then some other templates. This is a good smart push on global save. I think that's really good. Infolets, we talked about this in our previous episodes. Infolets are going to be desupported. Is that even a word? Desupport. Okay. Not supported going forward. Okay. All right. Okay, I know we talked a lot. Maybe I'll give this to Fred. Fred, do you want to talk about this feature?
Yeah, this seems to be pretty cool feature, which is quite aligned with the latest trends around the world with Gen AI.
Yeah.
So it seems like within your application, whether, I guess it will be across all EPM applications. But here you can see that just under the title Gen AI Assistant, there is a field where you can type in your question, and then based on your question, your chart will be updated automatically. Like you can say, show me the variance, actuals versus budget, or show me the actuals for the last 3 years. And the chart should update automatically, so you don't have to build anything specifically for your request or for whatever you would like to analyze.
Interesting. So this is natural language interaction. So you could ask questions, in your natural language. I'm
Right.
excited about this one too, threaded conversation. I'm assuming what that means is I could continue asking questions and it knows what the previous question was, and then it'll understand to continue from that conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, seems like that.
Nice. User aware. So, okay. So security is taken into consideration, data
Yeah.
access, everything, I believe. Metadata aware. So, I could ask, so it knows what the dimensions are, what the
Exactly. Yeah.
dimensionality is. Okay. Okay. So Asma, you kind of talked about this MDX support earlier. Do you want to
Yeah, so
maybe?
this is more of, being in the free form now for people who were S-based on-prem, getting into free form. So they added this MDX support feature. Excuse me. So that's where, it becomes more intelligent with Gen AI, because a lot of people have, ASO cubes, a lot of reporting, sparse and dense data there. So they're adding this support so that people can easily talk to Gen AI and get the results.
Good. There's no timeline on this one, right? They haven't mentioned when this will be available.
No, they said it is available. Now, we also need to give it a try and see in our environment, see how well it
Oh,
works.
it is? Okay, it is
Yeah.
available? Okay.
Yeah.
You mean the MDX support?
MDX support is there, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I was more thinking like this
Mhm.
chat feature when they're gonna announce that. Interesting. Okay. Data map enhancements. Hirsch, I'll let you explain this one.
I wish I could explain it as well as you, but yeah. But it looks like it's data maps. So I think, like Asmat mentioned, a lot of ASO cubes are here now. So I think
Yeah.
data maps are where you can do that push from one cube to another. And it
Exactly.
looks like I think cross app data map. So it looks, oh yeah, that's right. That's what we talked about a little earlier. Yeah. So you can actually push from one app to another, which is probably, I think, one of the coolest things. It's not within one app, one cube to another, and help keep everything in sync without having to, go through data management, do those full data loads as well.
Hmm. So now close, though this is FCCS and tax
Tax,
can be
yeah.
a target
Target or
or a
source.
source.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised about the tax one. That's the one application I don't know much about. I've never used it.
Hmm.
Have any of you guys used it?
I
No, but
haven't.
yeah, the TRCS, yeah, it's
Yeah.
very like I've heard about it, but not really came across.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we should get some TRCS expert in one of our podcasts. So
Yeah, that would be cool.
yeah. I don't know who though. Okay, so this one seems like it's now going to support attribute dimensions, maybe, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't quite understand this. Right to read only versions. So are you saying that you could push data from one version to a read only version? Maybe.
My guess is that you might have some version is you might have a budget working maybe in planning, and
Mm,
you might have to push that to FCC where it's supposed to be read only. That's
yeah.
my guess. It might be some use cases like that.
Okay, we'll
Yeah,
see.
that makes more sense.
All right. Okay, Asmat, your favorite topic, Smart View.
Yeah, Smart View. So there was a full slide deck on Smart View that we can, share with our audience if they really like to know more. But there's a lot of new platform enhancements, design, time formatting, IPM insights, the dashboards, navigation, flow, especially on the Google Sheets. I think there are some other slides on Google Sheets forms also that, oh yeah, there you go. There it is. Yeah. So this one, you can see there's so many features, there's like label features, search support, there's the dashboard forms, Chrome updates, quick actions, Microsoft Edge updates, delete smart list using keyboard. So many features. Performance also was talked about. Yeah.
Funny they had to highlight this. Delete
Yeah.
smart list using keyboard.
Keyboard. Yeah.
Oh, so I think what they mean is, you don't have to right click, edit, clear, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are like basic things that we would expect, but
You should expect. Yeah.
yeah, good.
Yeah, and if you go to the next slides, I think, yeah, so you can see here Smart View, like on the right-hand side, and then some of the drill down, your dimensions and your point of views and your cube views there. I think the next one probably, yeah, there you go. Some recent features with Office 365, member names, aliases, submitting zeros, large cell drop-down support, applying to all sheets. So that's another thing, where people have multiple sheets, multiple tabs. Now you can set up a setting and apply it to all the sheets. So
Mm.
that's a cool feature also there.
Missing out
I
no data label. So this basically is you still
Yeah,
have
like
to select something from the drop down, right?
there's how people have dash or no
Yeah,
data or some companies have their own,
yeah,
formatting the way they want to represent data.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they introduced numeric zero. To me, that was
Yeah.
a game changer because
Yeah.
it doesn't break your form, or you don't have to take that into account in your formulas.
Right.
honestly.
Fred,
Yeah.
I know you work a lot on Smart View and you have an interest in Smart View, right?
Yeah. I think with this new UI, you will get much better experience. Like it will be more, I would say, would be more aligned with the latest, user faces that you
Mhm.
would see. Like all of
Yeah.
those, like they look really cool. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like our library search, like search is being
Hmm.
introduced everywhere. So
Yeah. Yeah, I
yeah,
think this search functionality was missing so much
Yeah.
exactly.
in
Yeah.
EPM. I think this is, yeah, I mean, small things, but it's going to
That's right.
make the life easier for everyone.
Yeah, yeah. And then, with the smart view highlights and what R&D is going through and looking forward. So there's a lot of, cloud, EPM, Google Workspace, slides, docs, narrative reporting, Mac and browser support. There were many people asking about Mac and browser support on the Mac. So I think they're now finally getting that to more enhanced features there. Yeah, but you can see there's so many things coming.
Yeah, this was something that they had
Yeah.
mentioned, like Adobe InDesign support.
Hmm.
So, right now, some of the time, yeah, I know narrative reporting is mostly, it comes out, your report package comes out pretty nice,
Yeah.
but there may be times where you have to do certain post, once you publish it, post publishing steps before you really publish it to the public. Let's say, for example, your annual budget book from the province.
Hmm.
You may want to, some of the pages they want to have it as landscape, some it's portrait, and when you flip it, you have to change the page number, things like that, right? So I think one of the things that we were looking forward to was this Adobe InDesign option. Now, I don't know the details of this, but our understanding was this kind of helps you to design really good layouts, um, and all the stuff within narrative reporting itself.
Yeah,
So
that's right. I've done quite a bit of work with narrative reporting, and that was quite often you might have most of your report package as fairly generic, and the Word or PDF report type handles it just fine. But then you do come across, especially like ESG reporting presentations and things like that. The ESG report decks I noticed are very rich in graphics and layout. A
Mhm.
Yeah.
lot of times it's very difficult to do that in Word, and you're doing, like tables, and you're trying a lot of workarounds, which
Yeah.
Word really isn't designed for.
Right.
So I think the InDesign is going to help a lot if it can truly integrate directly into InDesign.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and the other thing what they mentioned was, like narrative reporting is the future because I believe June 2025 is when they are saying financial reporting is going to be phased out.
Mhm.
And then all the FR user interfaces, including FR Web Studio, Explore repository, I think there was report cards,
Yep.
no longer available. So everything needs to be moved to narrative reporting.
Yeah.
So that's
Even
some
reports,
announcements.
right? The new reports. I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
so. One thing, two things I wanted to highlight. One was, when in narrative reporting you have to, check out
Yep.
a doc.
Mhm.
That essentially, to me, is it's not it's not allowing you to collaborate on the same section
Yep.
by two people. Like
Yeah,
what if the section is being authored by two different people and they want to do
exactly.
it at the same time, right? Because of this checkout and check-in option, only one person can do it at a time. And one of the things we have faced in when we go to clients is they say, hey, I know if I use SharePoint, I can edit the Word doc. Multiple people can edit the Word doc.
Yeah,
I can see what's getting updated. Why isn't narrative reporting tool where it clearly says it's meant to collaborate,
Yep.
right? During the report creation development process, but only one person can do it at a time. So I hope they improve that feature as well.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree with you, Arun. I think that's most of my implementations, that's the one negative feedback we get from clients is they just simply don't like the check-in, check-out.
Yeah.
For the same use case you mentioned, quite often two people do work in the same document, and they're all spoiled by how good SharePoint has gotten.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We allow sharing and
Yeah.
multiple people can be in there. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping in the future that there's some sort of Office 365 integration with narrative reporting, at the very least, just to be able to embed reports or, a smart view, I guess, grids or areas into a Word doc and then completely lock that out from users, because I think that would be a good middle ground. Have the numbers all automated and it's
Mm,
just the narrative that they can use the collaboration features on.
right. The other thing I was going to ask or bring up was because Asma, you mentioned, FR Studio is going away
yeah.
in
Mhm.
June 2025.
Exactly. Yeah.
In Fusion, the ERP Fusion, they still use Financial Reporting Studio to create reports using the GL Balances Cube,
Mhm.
GL Budgets Cube. And for the, I still don't understand why they have financial reports in Fusion
Mhm.
when we have already kind of moved away from financial reports and we are starting to use reports, the new reports in all of the planning applications, FCCS and stuff, right? And I wish they do the same thing in ERP because it's, yeah, FR is good, but I prefer working with reports. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I know there was one note. I think I was trying to look at my notes here. They said, like these needs to be moved to narrative reporting
Yeah.
library or cloud EOM platform
Mm,
documents. That was one thing. And then there's also said, you can also move it to other third-party documents stored in Explore repository. So I have a feeling they'll have to sync this, to make it all one with all
mhm.
the integration of the Fusion products.
Yeah. I wanted to highlight a couple of things. I do see here script API support. So I'm sure everybody's aware of VBA.
VBA, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but now Microsoft uses I forgot the name. It's scripts.
Mhm.
So it's a new an improved version of VBA. It uses,
Yeah.
I believe, JavaScript, or I forgot the name of the scripting language, but
Mhm.
so it seems like they're going to have script API support.
Yeah, integrated there. Yeah.
It's interesting to see this one too. So Google Workspace, I know they introduced Google Sheets and
Yeah.
Smart View integration. Seems like they're going to integrate Google Slides and Google Docs as well.
Slides and docs. Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. Cool. And LibreOffice, this is our open source application. So documentation, I think LibreOffice, they're planning to add support for that too, which is good.
Yeah. You see narrative reporting, there's a lot of things there that's
Yeah.
coming also. Smart view, report designs.
On my end, but what I really notice here is under R&D section
Mhm.
and Cloud EPM, they have semantic search integration, which is
Yeah.
really cool. You don't
Yeah.
have to be precise with whatever you're looking for.
Right.
Smart Assistant, which is
Yeah.
another cool feature.
The chat.
Uh,
Yeah.
Insights, right? And I
Yeah.
hope that will be available soon. And one other thing that I'm really looking forward is navigation flows. I know,
Mm,
like, for example, users, they have to go to library, then open all of those folders. So if they will have something very similar to navigation flow, that would be really great.
yeah. Dashboards 2.0 is getting integrated. So this is ah, supplemental data manager.
Yeah.
And
STM supplemental.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's more support for transaction matching.
Matching journals, account reconciliations, extensions, arcs, and all that.
Okay. Google Sheets. Okay. Platform ad
Yeah.
hoc forms PRs. Okay. So you can do all of this. Autonomous database. What
Yeah,
does
that
this
would
mean?
be interesting to see what that comes out.
There's
Okay.
another cool one under EPM Cloud Platform. There's improved member search.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys have come across this recently, but if you have a giant dimension,
Mhm.
sometimes the just pulling up the member selector is super slow, and once you get it up, the member search, it's it's a little bit hit or miss on how you're doing your searches.
Mm,
But I'm kind of hoping that it's some real-time search like we have in Forms 2.0, but I don't know if they can do it, but that would be pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. What
Yeah,
is what?
sorry, I was gonna say like I always find Smart View is becoming like a big, massive application.
Yeah.
People love Excel, right? So they
Yeah.
ignored the other pieces and they want more in Smart View.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely love the fact that they're investing more in Smart View,
Yeah.
not just Excel,
Mhm.
Microsoft Excel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're also extending that support to Google Sheets because I know a lot of medium-sized companies use Google Workspace.
Google Sheet.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's good to have support for those. And I'm very happy that they're also extending it to LibreOffice because
LibreOffice.
that's
Yeah.
the open
Mhm.
open source software.
Yeah.
So it's good that way too. Okay. I'm not sure what this means for numeric comments.
I'm not too sure either.
Okay. Gotta do our own research now. Okay.
I had done a Google search on that and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I know on your forms in planning, when you open through Smart View, you can add comments, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you can add numbers in there. So that must be something different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very comments.
All right. Okay, so those are some of the things that we wanted to cover on Smart View. All right. So maybe we talk about everything else. So we talked about approvals, right? So this is already done. We talked about user variables. Space version. I know Fred, you had a blog on this. You want to maybe chat about it?
Oh, yeah. And so Oracle was migrating all of those non-hybrid bases to hybrid. And it doesn't mean that you will have hybrid cube. It only means that your S-base will support hybrid. So there is a whole another section to enable that hybrid cube And I believe you should have a relevant commercial license to do that. Like I believe you have to convert your application to enterprise um, in order to use hybrid cubes. But as of now, like all Oracle applications are by default with hybrid cubes. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe at the next step they will introduce enabling hybrid cubes somewhere in the future.
Right. So Redwood theme, we talked about it. Design time formatting on grids, web and smart view, which is mostly the formatting options that we had in Forms 1.0, I guess. They're introducing that in Forms 2.0.
Yeah.
Oracle guided learning. I know I've seen this for Fusion, supply chain, and human capital management applications. I haven't seen this for EPM. So if somebody have used it, I'll be happy to see and hear their experience on OGL.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron, sorry. Like that right click menus for ad hoc, I think this is, if I understand that correctly, like if you have your ad hoc in Smart View and if you can add a right click menu, like you can launch, business rule, that will be cool because usually you have forms, but like everyone prefers flexibility and use ad hoc to submit their data. And if you can have their right click menu with, to run business rule, that would be really great.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But they do have something in the right click, right? Like I know you right click and then you scrolled all the way down to Smart View. There's some functions in there. I don't remember which ones it was though.
Yeah, there are a few functions, yes.
I don't know if it was on ad hoc or maybe just forms because I don't think I've used it on ad hoc, at least not that I can remember.
It's probably on forms where you can you have more options ad hoc. There are few, but I don't think it supports like what Fred was explaining.
Yeah.
All right. We talked about dashboards, forms, reports, rules. This one is interesting. What they're saying is create and edit rules in a dynamic tab. So if I understand this correctly, what this means is now you don't have to go to Navigator, create and manage rules.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Okay. So if you're in a form, you could, I guess from the library itself, you could open up a rule and edit it in the dynamic tab. That is cool. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I think the whole thing was reducing the number of clicks, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that in many of the slide decks that they were saying.
Okay. So we talked about charts. We talked about the search and jobs console and scheduler. What is this hot backup?
24/7. I think it's like you're running your production and you're backing up. I guess that's what hot is, hot and cold backup those days.
Okay. I know they have been introducing more granular roles, and in the last 3-4 months, they have introduced a few in planning, a couple in account reconciliation. So I think they're trying to segregate the privileges, and some of the things you don't need system admin role. You could still have the power user role, but you can be given specific roles, application roles. So I think that's a good thing that they're doing. Okay, so was it Fred that you said real-time progress of the job without refreshing?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that's what this is. Jobs to display real-time progress status.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Seems like we talked about Smart View. Optimize large grids in Forms 2.0 and dashboard. This has always been a challenge, right? Because you have to limit the number of records that are displayed on the form. And you have to train the users to say that, hey, you know what? You have to design the form in such a way that you have to select your entity, your department, your location, and then you see the data for that POV. I hope they improve the performance of the Forms 2.0, where it doesn't really matter what's on the POV. You should still be able to fetch the data. Maybe it's, I don't know. I've always felt that coming from an Oracle ERP background, I always felt that, large, huge amount of data was so much easier to view on on ERP forms and pages. So
Mhm.
hopefully that performance is getting improved.
Yep.
All right. So new charts being introduced. We talked about Gen AI for quick analysis. So it seems like that's coming in fiscal year 2026.
Right.
MDX support for form designers, same thing. Expansion by pre-sorted hierarchy in forms. What could that be? Yeah, I have no idea.
Interesting.
Expansion by levels in forms. Are they saying I could select level 2 of members?
What I'm
If I have,
wondering, because right now
sorry,
it's just like you select your member and then allow expansion, and you know you can do
yeah,
eye descendants, like all your typical controls.
right.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
guess
assuming this
this
small,
one.
sorry.
Oh, sorry, Aaron, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I don't know, I just want to say, just thinking out loud, that pre-sorted hierarchy might be that maybe for each forum you can define what hierarchies are valid only. I
Hmm,
don't know. Like you
hmm,
can define, you can select only this and that.
okay. Not sure what this means. Is it numbers
Scaling
scale?
is quite often you might have very large numbers,
Yeah,
and it's mostly done in reports where you'll put like the report in thousands, so
right,
everything that's displayed is divided by 1,000. So I guess
right.
they're pulling this into forms as well.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Every time we have to you have to play around with reports saying that, yeah, in the form you can see this.
Yeah,
Or you have to have like a formula column where you take the data and then divide it by certain
yeah,
numbers and show. Yeah. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
think this is good. All right. Flex forms on the web. So we have flex forms in the smart view, right? So are
Yeah,
this saying they are introducing flex forms on the
looks
web?
like yeah.
Okay. More granular
Granular.
roles. New
OCI,
OCR
yeah.
regions for
This we
USCAP.
already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is more for public sector and federal government projects. Shorter maintenance window. What does
Oh,
that mean?
wow. I guess instead of an hour, maybe 45 minutes or half
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, okay. So the daily maintenance.
Oh, you know what? That might go along with that hot backup 24/7, because
Yeah,
hot backup
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
if like hot backup is when the system is still live, you do a backup
Still
as
live.
opposed to
Yeah.
taking
right,
it
Yeah.
down, right?
That's right.
right.
Okay,
Okay.
so I guess if they can get the backup done while the system is still up, your maintenance window can be shortened because that's one less thing you got to do.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so the hot backup is good because now you can be a little bit more confident about your disaster recovery
Yeah.
if something
Yeah.
happens,
That will
right?
lead into that. The SOX auditors will be happy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, S-based security filters. Who can explain what this might mean?
I think from what I remember, it's been quite a while since I've
Yeah.
seen you, but you know how you build security right now by assigning users to groups, and then you
Hmm.
can maybe assign the groups to certain members in the hierarchy,
Yeah.
but you always have like a mix and match sort of problem because you can't mix and match and say, I only want you to have access to these accounts for this cost center or something like that. With back from what I remember through the EAS console, you could actually have security filters where you do it that way.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
don't remember because it's been, you know, 8, 9 years since I touched those.
Those were native S-based security filters.
Mhm.
Mm.
I remember for native S-based cubes,
Yep.
BSO, even ASO, we used to have like native filters. Like usually you would push it from planning to S-based, but maybe they're now improving the native S-based filters.
Interesting. Okay, good. Okay, Gen AI for form designer. What they mean is like,
Yes.
is the AI going to design the form for you? Which
Yeah,
would be
that's
cool.
what I'm thinking. You just speak to Gen AI and what you're visualizing.
That is so cool. Yeah, if it happens. So that's fiscal year 2026. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be super cool because maybe you have, some sort of P&L or row structure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you want to design a form with the same row structure, but maybe a different column structure, like a 12-month versus, like actual versus plan or
Hmm.
anything like that. Maybe it's
Yeah.
something you can just tell it, hey, I want the rows from this form, the columns from this one, put it together and make one for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Especially
Yeah.
if because you don't have to bring in admins or developers. Like maybe power users can even do things like that, or
Right.
business users that are just very strong.
I wonder, like, I mean, they'll have to restrict access to this feature by the role, right? You don't want to give this to everyone.
Yeah.
So, um, okay. So security is something that they will consider. Yes. One thing I didn't see in this is, I know we chatted about it, like the operational planning feature that's coming in the future, which uses Oracle Apex and relational database.
Mhm.
I didn't see it here. Maybe there was another session.
I think there was a whole other dedicated session to that from what I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm very interested to know a little bit more about that, because I know sometimes when we get into projects, when we see the use case, uh, in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, this is probably most suited for a relational database environment. And if they are bringing Apex into EPM platform or connecting Apex into the EPM platform, I can see a lot of use cases, and a lot of users are going to be happy. Even for us consultants, when we go into clients, becomes a much more easier conversation with them, saying that, yeah, this can be done in, you know, in EPM, although we are using the relational database component. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think we might need to do another podcast where we just talk about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I checked. Yeah, there is a completely separate session on that one.
Okay. Okay. So maybe we do that.
Yeah.
Do you know who did the session? Was
It
it
was done
Alan?
by Muthu and Mark Seewald.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I could request Muthu to be
Yeah, two
Yeah,
on the
famous
Muthu's pretty.
podcast.
people.
Yeah, I met him and he came to some of our events also. He's pretty good to work with. So
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe he can spare some time,
Yeah.
based on
I'll
his
check with
time zone.
Muthu.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I think that's everything that we wanted to cover on Kscope, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. All right. So I'm going to Cloud World. Are you guys, any of you want to be there?
no, I wish.
Yeah. I still don't know yet, but I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay.
I have some projects
So
planned.
Kate's, yeah, I think Kate's gonna be there, so I'll
It
meet
is,
Kate.
it's gonna be there.
I did chat with Tim Gomo, the ARCs. I won't call ARCs, account reconciliation. So he's gonna be there, so I'll meet with him. Dan, he said he may come. He's like you, Asman. He said he'll confirm later. So,
Yeah.
but it'll be cool to meet some and do some short episodes, interviews when we are there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right. Okay. Thank you, brothers. It was nice chatting about the Kscope updates, and a lot of new updates coming in the future.
Yep.
All
Sounds
right.
good. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good good weekend. Not a long
Good weekend. Yeah.
I think long
Not
weekend
yet.
is coming, but
Yep.
not this
Have a
long.
good weekend, everyone.
All right. Take care. See you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.